Hi, I'm Jess. I'm the owner and maker behind Knits by Jessica Jade. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and episode number 8. I'm wearing a chunky knit jumper that I made using the colorway Ice from Woolen Works. It is a chunky and fluff held together. There is more about this knit on my Instagram page and also in a previous YouTube video where I spoke about all the knits I made in 2023. Anyway, I am currently winding and caking up yarn from my stash and some new orders that I've received so they can be ready to cast on when I want to start a new project. I've found a lot of the time this year when I want to start something new, I'm like, oh, I have to wind the skein, I forgot. And then I don't cast on until I do that, and then I kind of lose the motivation to cast on. Anyway, not important and not what this video is about, but I thought I'd just let you know why there's yarn kind of piling up in different areas and also over here. Which I'm blocking because it's messy. So today I wanted to talk a bit about the recent finished projects I've finished and also some of the whips that I'm currently working on, which I have shown previously, but just where I'm at with some of those, and I think a new one. So yeah, let's get into it. So first up, I have finally finished this jumper for my husband and I'm so happy. It's blocked, it's dry, it's back the front. It is ready. And he loves it. I'm going to show you him wearing it. So here is the final fit and it looks so good. It's perfect. And hubby loves it, so that's the most important thing. I'm very proud of this, even though I did have a few issues with it. It was just one of those projects. I talk about it a lot in my previous YouTube videos, so go back and listen to all the heartache I had while making it. But I'm so happy and I am looking forward to casting on another for him. I think that he'll get a lot of use out of this one and he's definitely going to be wearing it most of winter. We're also going away soon, so it will be a staple for him on our upcoming holiday, which is really nice. So here's one more look at it because I put in a lot of work and I just want to admire it a little bit more and share it as much as possible because of how much work was involved. But yeah, very proud, very happy. I love it. This is a whip that I showed last episode. I had some issues with this one. So I've noticed I had some purple dye on my hand when knitting it up. Thought nothing of it. So I gave it a wash and the water turned blue. It was so intense and it was running blue for quite a while. So I just gave it a wash and a block until the colour ran clear. I put it out on Instagram as to what went wrong, and a lovely dyer got back to me and said it's just bleeding of the yarn, and it does happen predominantly more with colours like blue purple. So I was going to make matching cowls for these, which I decided not to after I saw the dye running. But I think I will, and I'm just going to wash the yarn first. So these are matching sets for hubby and I, and I'm also going to make one for our little one to match. So the beanies are done, and I just wanted to show these being a complete project. And once I finish the cowls and the set for my little one, I will show them again because then they'll be 100% complete. But even though the dye ran, it turned out pretty nice. I love the color. It's so snug and warm, and I'm overall pretty happy with it. I just, yeah, freaked out when I saw the dye, but it's all fixed now. So this is going to be one of my vest tops, which is a knitting pattern that I am releasing very soon. It's in testing at the moment. Unfortunately, I couldn't find some of the larger sizes, so I decided to test one of them. So this is going to be a 2XL. I will, in another video, once testing's complete, go through all of the vest tops info again. I did talk a little bit about it for my testing call when I first put that out. But once the pattern's released, I will go through it a little bit more in detail, show the versions that I've made and knitted up, how I style them, and with permission, if my testers are okay to share their photos to show their versions, I'll do that too. So I loved this color. This is a new color from the Panda Soft Cotton Chunky range, which is the yarn I use for this knit. I've made quite a lot of them because I used to stock them in my little shop when I was selling my handmade goods. The pattern is basically 2 rectangles sewn up at the sides and top with no ribbing, so it curls at the bottom and it's just a boat neck at the top, very simple, which I did for my other test. And this one I am going to put a rib at the bottom and also a rib at the neckline, just for a little bit of difference for myself and to test out that part of the pattern. There are options and different variations you can create from the same pattern. As I mentioned, there's that first initial just straight knitting that you can do with either a solid color, or you can introduce color work, or you can add a rib basically to the hem and neckline, which could also be different colors, introducing color work. That is entirely up to the maker, and all of those different variables are outlined on the pattern. So I thought it would be good just to test out the size for this one and the ribbing sections, as my previous one didn't have those. I've made quite a few of them with color work, and basically just have to adjust the yarn that you need for the pattern just to accommodate for the colors you want to introduce. So for an example, if you want to include 3 colors in this panel, you would get 1 ball of each, because you need to change the colors, but it would definitely be enough for the first panel, if that makes sense. This is my first graded pattern and the first I've ever put out a testing call for. I didn't know that these existed up until last year when I started to see people doing testing calls and the different sizes in their pattern. I had no idea how that was worked out before and previously. So a lot of the knitting patterns I already have published are just a one size fits most, and or not garments. I would like to go back and revise them, as I've said before, but I don't know if it's worth the trouble just on my end. I might just reduce the price, or I guess have them up for free for a little bit. I was not trying to not be inclusive or anything like that. I just didn't know it existed. So yeah, I'm excited for this one because it's my first proper pattern, I guess you could say. And yeah, it's something that I wanted to release for beginner knitters, something that was doable for a very beginner, that they could wear, that's not just an accessory like a scarf or anything like that. So that was kind of the inspiration for why I wanted to release the pattern. I think that it's quite a good an easy first beginner pattern once you've learned all the basics. So your cast on, knitting, purling, casting off. There's no increases or decreases. It's almost like a giant scarf, if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, I hope that I can, with this pattern, introduce knitting to those who have been wanting to learn and to make something, and that a lot of people find it to be quite easy to make, and then they could use it almost as a staple for their wardrobe, to have these vest tops in different colors with different styles and designs added to them. It is called vest tops because I wanted to introduce it as a vest to wear in the cooler weather with a long sleeve or jacket on the top, and then in summer can be worn as just a singlet or top. This yarn in particular is a cotton mix, so it's quite suitable and versatile for all weather. And it's super soft and just really nice on the skin. So I feel as though it can be worn all year round, and just depends on your styling and what you kind of want to wear with it. But this is now the panel that's finished, the back and the front, and I just have to sew up the sides and add on the neckline ribbing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to releasing this pattern, and I hope that you enjoy it too. This is probably my favorite colorway that I've still ever seen in my entire life. I honestly couldn't stop staring at it the first time I saw it, and I was so excited to buy it, and then I was so excited to get it. I was so excited to look at it, cake it up, and then knit with it. It's real world colorway on a boucle base from the one and only Chloe from Woolen Works. This is going to be a jumper, and it's going to be so cozy and snug and just look absolutely amazing. I can't wait to finish this one. I am quite new to circular needles. I started a jumper project just to, I guess, learn the basics of using circular needles and just to get a bit of a feel for it, which was kind of practice for this one because I bought this yarn with full intention to make a jumper on circular needles. So I kind of abandoned that project, and when I got this yarn I cast on and haven't really put it down since. It is using 4mm needles, so it takes a long time to get around just one round, so I don't get many rows in per day. I need to keep checking the pattern because I don't want to make a mistake, although you can probably see a random stitch marker that's just sitting in the yarn down the bottom there, which I don't know how it happened, but I dropped a stitch somehow and it's kind of just floating there, which gave me a heart attack. But I was like, you know what, because the texture of this yarn is so fluffy, I can probably just tie it in, so that's what I'm going to do there. But basically, since those previous clips, I've knitted quite a bit more, so I just wanted to enjoy a bit of time knitting while I had the opportunity, so I thought I would film it so I could talk a little bit more about it here. I am going to the Bendigo Wool Show in July, and I'm really hoping to get this done by then. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have now finished the neck and yoke today, so I just need to do the rest of the body and sleeves, and I think that it's doable. But in saying that, I feel like every time I say that, something happens and then I can't get it done. Nothing bad, just, life happens. If it's not done, that's fine. It can be one of the projects I take with me. But that's my goal. That's what I'm aiming for, so I can wear it to the event and buy lots of beautiful yarn wearing beautiful yarn, which sounds amazing. It's going to be my first time at the show, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. Woolenworks recently had an in-stock update with all of the oopsies and leftover yarn from this collection, which was her Barbie collection, and I got myself 2 skeins of this same colorway Real World on a chunky merino base. I love it so much, I needed more, and I thought I'd make a cute little cropped vest or something, maybe a beanie and scarf, I'm not too sure yet. But I love how with yarn the same colorway looks so different on different bases, and I feel like even though I try not to get the same colorway all the time with ones that I really love, I think mixing up what base they're on and changing up the project is a good idea to be able to use it again. So this is the first time I've done that. Normally I don't get the same colorway if I've already bought it previously rather. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It hasn't arrived yet, but I'm sure that I will do a reveal over on Instagram once I get that one. But this is a very basic jumper pattern, I suppose. In my previous episode where I talk about all of my whips, I show what pattern that I'm using for it, and it'll be in the description as well. But I just love, even now, looking at it while I'm talking. It's so pretty. And videos and photos don't even do it justice. It's actually even better in person. But yeah, this is probably one of the knits I've loved every time I pick it up, and just that like overwhelming feeling of joy every time you look at it. So I think this is going to get a lot of wear out of it, which is amazing. But yeah, I'm very excited to keep you all updated on this one. And once I've finished all of these projects I've shown today, I will do another video with the reveal of all of those finished items, and I will probably cast on more in the meantime. Thanks for watching another episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I am excited to finish the rest of these projects off, and I'm sure I'll keep you updated over on my Instagram page. If you aren't following me over there, pop on over and say hi. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. Bye!